Mrs. Cherry says her husband almost gave away the secrets to their family business. And in her eyes, that's a recipe for disaster. Today on Divorce Court.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Cherry v. Cherry.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Cherry and Mr. Cherry, welcome to Divorce Court. I'm glad that you're here and trusting us with your relationship. This has been a long-time marriage, a long-time relationship, and today we're talking to Mr. and Mrs. Cherry on whether or not this marriage is going to last for another 20 years. Mrs. Cherry, you've been together for 22 years, married for 19 years. You have 3 children together. You've come into divorce court saying that you may be at the end of your rope. Tell me what's going on.
Your Honor, my husband is very sneaky. He's very flirtatious, and I'm coming here for answers. If his lie detector test shows that there's anything faulty, he doesn't pass, I'm leaving him and along with our family business.
So you are here to get answers and satisfy some suspicions that you have.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cherry, I turn to you. You say that's all in your wife's head, am I correct?
All speculation, all in her head.
And why do you think your wife feels this way about your marriage at this point?
I really don't know. I really don't know.
So you're at a loss as to why you're even in divorce court.
I am.
So let's see if we can't figure this out together, Mr. Cherry.
Please.
Mrs. Cherry, I understand that you all not only are married and have children together, but you have a business baby together that you all have been working on. That's pretty successful, am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why don't you take me back to how you met and then how you created your business and then how we got here?
I met Nathan back in 2001, I'm sorry, in a club. It was our neighborhood club called Gigi's. He was tall, dark, handsome, just what I liked, but we both was coming out of a little rocky relationship, so we decided just to be friends. Then we decided to go on a date.
You got together?
We did.
You started your family?
We got married 2005, and we've been married ever since. We've raised children. Our youngest child is 17.
You started the family, you had a successful marriage, you decided to start a business, am I right?
Yes, ma'am. I have a love for cooking. He has a love for barbecuing. So we decided to throw them back both together. And with the help of my children, we started this business.
Did any of you have any business background?
No, we didn't.
No.
So what went wrong?
What went wrong? Nathan has family that wanted to go in business with us.
Because y'all were successful. Did they have business background?
No.
And a hush fell over Jerusalem, Corey. What were you trying to do with this new business partner?
Grow, and he kind of wanted to sell a dream. And we saw red flags and going in.
But you did not listen to the red flags?
I didn't listen to the red flags.
And what happened with the business?
Everything that could have went wrong on the business.
Right.
It was completely horrible.
Did you lose the business?
We decided to shut the business down completely.
Wow.
It was our name. It was our reputation.
Yes, ma'am.
In the neighborhood that we had grown our business.
Yeah.
So we decided to shut it down. Let's
if you
walk
could
away.
not give the quality that people were used to, you did not want to continue.
Continue.
Okay, so I understand that you're back to your old business of barbecue modified food truck and you're back to rebuilding your reputation, am I right?
You're absolutely correct, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
It was a long time coming of this though, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you don't want it to happen again.
I do not.
So that's what leads us to the sneaky behavior being of concern to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
There we go. Now I'm caught up. Tell me where we are now.
Like you said, the food truck, we pull our smoker around to different festivals. We pull our smoker to different communities. This one particular time, we have set up right beside a lemonade stand. So the lemonade stand has a lady. He loves big butts. He's a butt man. He's
a part of that song. I love big butts and I cannot lie.
He cannot lie. So yes, his eyes are wandering all the time with women with full figures. He loves big butts. I already knew that. We end up with like 10 cups of lemonade everywhere. So I'm like, what is it? At the end of the day, he's around the truck talking to the lemonade lady.
Yeah, I was thirsty. I was thirsty too. I was thirsty. It was hot out there. It was hot out there, and I was thirsty. And I did have a conversation with her. But I had a conversation with the other vendors too.
The conversation went, you gotta be hurting because you're carrying around all that ass.
He actually said that?
So that's the conversation that I walked up on, Your Honor.
What?
You said that to another woman in the presence of your woman? Of your wife?
I was just making conversation and I was just making comment. I didn't mean no harm by it.
So do you think that a woman thinks that that's attractive to say something like that?
No, I don't.
Right. Here's my question. What do you think if Mrs. Cherry rolled up on Corey and said, you know I like them light skin with them light eyes? How would that make you feel?
You're right.
You feel some kind of way,
I feel
right?
some type of way, you're right.
You be looking
right.
at Corey like I'll punch you in them light eyes or something like that. See, that's what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
You're right.
I wake up to a inbox from Facebook, and it's a lady that's trying on underwear that's too little, trying to jump up in them. And of course, her butt is in the camera just slapping. So, and it's a whole page that he's created.
Admit it. You created it.
Come on now.
Mrs. Cherry, you had your own weight loss journey, and I need to congratulate you right here.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
So in 2019, I decided to have weight loss gastric bypass. And I lost a considerable amount of weight. I've lost 85 pounds.
Bravo. You know you probably saved your own life.
Yes. So Nathan picks me up from the hospital. He's pushing me out of the room. Well, he runs into another patient because he was looking at the nurses with scrubs.
Don't you tell me booties.
Yeah, big butts.
I didn't look.
So
I
you-
glanced. I didn't.
He glanced so
I
much
glanced,
to where
I
he
glanced,
ran me into
I
another
glanced.
patient.
I glanced.
Oh.
I glanced.
Mr. Cherry, you know that don't even make no sense.
I glanced. That's all. That's all.
We gonna have to put blinders on you. Like them little horses at the Kentucky Derby. You got to wear the blinders so they don't get distracted. Okay?
Oh man.
Because remember, it's the finish line that you're trying to get to.
You right.
That right there is the finish line.
You right.
Not no nursing scrubs.
That's right.
Mrs. Cherry, I know that this has just been an ongoing thing. You actually found a video website or something that he was participating in?
Yes, ma'am. I usually go up to bed around the same time every night, and I wake up to a inbox from Facebook, and I open it. It's from Nathan, and it's a lady that's trying on underwear that's too little, and then she's, trying to jump up in them, and of course her butt is in the camera just slapping. So I copied the look back to the page, and it's a whole page that he's created. They've been back and forth sending ass pics. What was the name of your
What was the name
site?
of it, Mr. Cherry? Admit it. You created it.
Come on now.
You created it. What's it called, Mr. Cherry?
Ass slapping.
Now you know you wrong for that, right?
I'm a trucker. I'm a truck driver. So that's just what we do. It's innocent. I don't touch these women. I don't know these women.
Mrs. Cherry is about to create light-skinned, green-eyed bailiffs, okay? .com.
But to be honest with you, I was getting ready to monetize it to where I can, paid off of it, to be honest with you.
So get you some sponsors of butt
get
slapping.
some sponsors, because
and
that's what truckers
two
like.
other truckers who, well, there was a business plan, excuse me.
Slapping cheeks.
Slap, yeah. I mean, but...
Don't truckers like barbecue?
They like that. Ain't nothing wrong with a little extra, though, now. A little extra.
And they like soul food also.
Yeah.
So the
Exactly.
combination, listen, y'all, there will be no monetizing of slapping cheeks. Mr. Cherry, something tells me you were bored and you were trying to come up with the latest scheme, but the scheme has to be respectful to your marriage.
That's right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right. I understand.
Y'all created a nice business together. Put your focus on that, sir.
I will.
He was in the truck, and it was a lady's voice in the truck. He had lipstick on his shirt, and he wanted to tell me that it was barbecue sauce.
It was barbecue sauce.
That's not why we're here, Mrs. Cherry. We're here because you think your husband is cheating, and I need to 100% understand why these allegations have come up. I understand that a lot of it started with this out-of-town situation and this woman's voice. Why don't you tell me what that's about?
Like my husband said, he is a trucker from Monday through Friday. And a lot of times he'll call me when he's supposed to be driving. He'll call me in the middle of the night stating that he has to stay out of town.
And you weren't expecting him to be gone that long?
No, ma'am.
What happened? What made you concerned that this was an incident of cheating?
I would give him a phone call, and then sometimes he wouldn't even answer the phone. This one particular time I called and said that he was out eating. What he didn't realize was I had track your phone, and I know that he was at the strip club.
I hear they have good chicken wings, I'm not gonna lie. That's what everybody tells me.
But not only that, as I'm listening to the background, it's a lady right there near, like very close to him, so I could hear her.
So he wasn't where he says he was?
Exactly.
And he wasn't doing what you thought he was supposed to be doing?
Exactly.
Mr. Cherry?
It wasn't a strip club. It was a bar. It was a bar.
Were strippers in the bar?
No, strippers wasn't in the bar. It was a bar.
Okay.
And the voice that she heard in the background was probably the TV.
Okay, that still hasn't proved to me that he's cheating. Talk to me. What else do you have?
He was in the truck, and it was a lady's voice in the truck. We have an incident where he had lipstick on his shirt, and he wanted to tell me that it was barbecue sauce.
It was barbecue sauce.
But yes,
It
But
was
what
barbecue
makes
sauce.
you think has your husband done stuff throughout the marriage that would make you think that he's a cheater?
yes, ma'am, he gets up with his phone. If the phone rings, he'll get up with his phone. He has to go outside, put his slippers on, go outside and talk.
So you think it's just some sneaky behavior?
Sneaky behavior.
Mr. Cherry, have you been cheating?
I haven't. I have never cheated on her. I wouldn't cheat on my wife.
You said to the court, I'd like to take a lie detector test so I can put
I
this
volunteered for the lie detector test.
so that it could be put to rest. Am I correct?
That's right.
And Mrs. Cherry, you brought divorce papers to court.
Yes, ma'am, I did, Your Honor, because if he does not pass, we're going to sign these papers today, and I'm going to take the business and my children away.
Everything about 19 years comes down to this lie detector test?
Absolutely.
Corey, please ask the expert to join us.
Yes, ma'am. Sir?
Good day, Your Honor.
Good day, Mr. Yarborough. Will you please identify yourself for the court?
Absolutely. My name is John Yarborough. I'm a certified polygraph examiner. I'm also a member of the American Polygraph Association. I've done hundreds of polygraphs for law enforcement and other public safety agencies, as well as professional and private polygraphs.
And I have found you to be qualified to provide services to this court on numerous occasions, and I do so again today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Yarborough, Mr. Cherry willingly submitted to a polygraph examination that was to be performed by you. Am I correct?
That is correct.
I asked you to pose 3 questions to Mr. Cherry, and he agreed. Mr. Yarbrough, we asked Mr. Cherry question number 1. On the night your wife accused you of having another woman in your truck, did you have any sexual contact with another woman?
That is correct, Your Honor.
What was Mr. Cherry's answer?
Mr. Cherry answered no.
And what did the test results indicate?
The polygraph examination results indicated there was no deception indicated to that question.
So he told the truth.
He was being truthful.
And question number 2, Mr. Yarbrough, we asked Mr. Cherry, did you have sexual contact with anyone the night your wife accused you of having lipstick on your clothes?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And what was Mr. Cherry's answer?
Mr. Cherry answered no.
And what did the test results indicate?
The polygraph examination results indicated there was no deception indicated to that question.
So he told the truth. I also wanted to leave you with no doubts. Mr. Yarbrough, we asked Mr. Cherry, since starting your marriage in 2005, have you had sexual contact with anyone other than your wife? Did Mr. Cherry agree to answer that question?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
What was Mr. Cherry's answer?
Mr. Cherry answered no.
What did the test results indicate?
The polygraph examination results indicated there was deception noted to that question.
Mr. Cherry, what happened?
I don't know what that is. I have no idea. I've never in my life stepped out on my wife.
Have you had any sexual contact? Meaning,
None.
had any woman in and around you?
None.
Since 2005?
Since 2005, ever. Never, ever.
Mr. Yarbrough, thank you for your services.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
You have not had any sexual contact whatsoever.
Ever in life.
And you know I'm asking a Bill Clinton question, depending on the meaning of it.
I've been faithful to my wife the whole 19 years.
Your lie detector says different.
I don't know nothing. I don't know what that's about. I know what I've done and what I haven't done. So.
Mrs. Cherry, I'm not going to tell you that it is foolproof, but I am going to tell you that you are your own lie detector test. You're your own polygraph. You've been married to this man for 20 years. You and your husband need to have some discussions. You need to determine from your own lie detector test if there's anything he's being deceptive about. Because being 20 years in, I can't imagine that you walk away without having some more questions. But that requires a conversation with your husband.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cherry, something's going on. I don't know if there's something happening in your heart or your spirit. Anything you need to say to your wife?
I love my wife. I love you. I wouldn't ever do anything to hurt you. So, I mean, I know what I've done and I know what I haven't done. And the one thing that I haven't done is ever been unfaithful to you. Ever. Ever.
Mrs. Cherry, I have to say this to you. I know my husband, and I take my husband's word because he's never lied to me, and I've never had any reason to not trust him. Can you say the same thing?
I thought I could.
Does this lie detector test result, does that change your feeling?
It does.
You need to have more conversation with your husband, because what's got to happen is you've got to be able to stand in front of God in the world and say, I trust you. I don't care what the test says. Mm-hmm. Are you prepared to say that today?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are.
I am.
You do believe him.
I do.
I don't know your husband, but I do too.